Hi folks, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. So I've been on vacation all this week, which is great, and I managed to snag a couple interviews, so I'm going to do videos over these interviews. But I do want to say that the week before I went on vacation, I had a lot of problems at work, basically because of my knee. It's like I'm on steroids for my knee, and the steroids are wearing off. So the week before my vacation, I basically had to hobble around at work, and people were asking me what's wrong, and I just have to, it's embarrassing because here I am, a man who's limping around at work, and I saw a doctor in the end of December, and he put me on these steroids, and originally they worked, and it was like some miracle. And But eventually they've just worn off, and now it was my right knee that was bothering me a lot. Now it's my left knee that's bothering me a lot. So I feel like I'm screwed at work because I have to struggle to do my job, and it's just very noticeable. Plus, you're not allowed sitting down at work. I can't stand to stand up all the time. Now, there are other people, everybody sits down at work, but I had to take a few extra breaks because of it. That's just not good. And I really feel like I can't do this job anymore. I can't stand on my feet all the time. Before I had this job, I always had desk jobs. So I've worked desk jobs for 30 years, and now I get this at my age, So it's just I'm trying to do everything I can, but it's really it's becoming undoable. I am going to schedule an appointment with a knee doctor. I tried doing it today, but today is the 4th of July, and so the knee doctor wasn't in. But my regular doctor did give me the name of a knee doctor, and maybe I'll start getting injections in my knee, but it's just a bad situation. And on top of that situation, I have family members. I have a lot of brothers and sisters and cousins and stuff like that, and some of them have done really, really well in life, very well in life, and some of them haven't. And right now I'm hearing a lot of stories from the people who haven't done well, and it just, I'm so sick of money, everything being about money, and the struggle of money it's just very depressing. Even though I've been on vacation, it's been depressing. And I've rested my knee, but my knee still doesn't feel better. So I don't know what's going on with it, because it should, with all this rest on my knee, it should have been a little bit better, but it's not. Anyhow, I want to talk about one of the interviews that I had, and that interview was for being a title clerk. I went on Indeed.com and found the job, and I was very surprised to hear from them after I applied for the job, because it didn't take long for them to contact me, just a couple weeks actually. And I went on this interview not knowing what to expect. Now, I have done a lot of paperwork before, and that's probably why they wanted to interview me, but I've never been a title clerk before, and I don't have any certifications to be a title clerk. So that was surprising, because really they want you to be certified to be a title clerk to make sure that you know all the regulations, and so I didn't know what to expect. So I went on this interview, and it was with an older female, and she was extremely nice, and I liked her a lot. But one of the first things she did was have me take a Microsoft Word test, which was surprising, because I figured that they would have their own programs, but she wanted me to take a Microsoft Word test and a typing test, and and I did that, and I did fine on the test. I've taken a lot of Microsoft Word tests for civil service tests over the last couple of years. So I know Microsoft Word very well. But after the test, she sat me down. She asked me about my background, and she asked me about my experience with titles. And I have a lot of paperwork experience dealing with procedures and regulations, but not specifically with titles. So, like I said before, this job interview was a little bit surprising. But she just told me that it sounded like from my resume and from the way I was speaking, that she thought I could do the job, but that I was going to have to get certified to do the job. So, she was talking about courses I should take. And that was all good and well, but I was like, what about the job? I mean, because it seemed like she wasn't going to hire me for the job because I didn't have the certification. So I was like, kind of like a little bit all over the place in the interview, because, I was sort of thinking, why did you even call me for this interview if you knew that basically I didn't have what you needed to get the job? But anyway, it ended up being a very positive interview because of the way she acted and because she was very positive about my resume, and she said that she thought that I seemed to be very professional, and that once she could tell that I would do well at the job. Which was really good. Like I said, I liked the interview. We didn't go much into, the working at a warehouse situation, the situation I'm in now with the current job. She looked more at my previous experience. She did ask why I wanted to leave my current job, and stuff like that. But she didn't ask. She didn't dwell on it. I left this interview kind of bewildered, wondering why she sort of chose me, but at the same time, I'm feeling good about it, and I'm waiting to hear back from them because, she called me on this interview, even though I'm not certified to be I don't have a certification to be a title clerk. Maybe she sees something else in me, because she seemed to like me. So I left with a very positive feeling about it. Now, it's been a few days, and I haven't heard anything back from them. No rejection, nothing positive, but like I said, I left feeling positive, and I like meeting nice people, and she definitely seemed like a very nice employer. But I've had experience dealing with homeless before, but not auto. So auto is something different. I would have to really study it more. But just getting an interview and getting this experience, telling people my experience and getting more practice with interviewing and stuff is good. I don't feel like I wasted my time. But the interview itself was a little bewildering. But anyhow, like I said, this was a good interview, and in a week where I've been feeling depressed, I felt better after this interview. It wasn't a waste. Now I had another interview that didn't go as well as this one, and I was qualified for it, and it seemed like it just did not go very well. And I'll tell you about that one in another video. But it's been a weird couple weeks, and I'm glad that I'm getting some interviews, and hopefully I'll land something soon. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.